Mr. Hayes, I know we closed our questioning, but if you could end your story as the executive director of the Human Rights Commission, president of the NAACP, a noble citizen, an active member, how would you end your story?
Well, I would end my story by indicating, hopefully, would be able to point to certain things within our community that indicates how far we have come and how grateful we are to all our citizens, regardless of their color, national origin, whatever. Because I think in the final analysis, that's what counts. How many folks really feel that they are accepted and that they are part of our community. I think that's really the most important thing. Folks don't want to be pushed out, pushed away, denied, and all that. And it happens far too often. Even today, I would venture to say there are some stores that people can go in that they're followed all around the store because they think that simply because we're black, we're going to steal something. You know? And so that still happens. That still happens here in Sioux City today. So I would like to be able to say that, hey, all that's over. All that's over. But I'm a realist too, folks. And I tell folks all the time that this discrimination and hatred and that kind of thing, it's going to be with us, unfortunately, I believe, until the end of the world. The Lord come there. And because as long as we are different from others, there's going to be some dissension. Somebody's going to always think they're better than somebody else, and they're always going to think that they are more powerful or they're in charge of other people or whatever. So there's always going to be that problem. What we work for in the civil rights, human and civil rights area, what we work towards is lessening that. And you can see at sometimes things get better. There seems to be less discrimination or whatever. But just as soon as we're in an era such as we are today, when jobs are being lost, folks are struggling and all, it gets a little worse. It gets worse. Because people begin to say, well, if it wasn't for those folks, we'd have a job. If it wasn't for those folks, I wouldn't have to worry about feeding my family and all that. They're taking this, that, and other. See, so right now we're in a bad time. It's rebounding slightly. So they tell us, and I guess some of us can feel that. But and things will start to get better again. But we have to work regardless of what's going on. We have to continue to work to sensitize, if you will, people to the reality that we're all just human beings. You know, none of us are better than any other. You know, and so that's, I guess, is what I would like to see, that we come to the time or come to the place when we could actually say that yes, discrimination based on anything, really, not only race, on anything. Discrimination is, a thing of the past in this community. Be nice to say that, but you already heard what I think. So thank you for the question.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you very much, Laura, and you folks. I appreciate being involved in this. This is really something that is going to be on record. You're going to have a record of all of this kind of stuff that people can look back and see what was going on back then. And that's a marvelous thing, and because as somebody said a long time ago, if you don't know where you've been, you surely don't know where you're going. So this is good, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Mr.